Just remember that you are the prize.
Yeah, all right.
I'm the prize. What does that mean?
It just means not compromising like my values, my happiness, my peace, not settling for less than what I know I deserve, and not being afraid to walk away from a situation that is like no longer serving me.
Yo, shut up. Imagine calling yourself the prize of you dating future, baby. That's why I always tell my young G's their past matters. The type of men that they used to date and they past matters. Imagine saying that I just will never compromise my expectation. Meanwhile, you getting your back twisted and rearranged by a dude like Future. Who
Not Steve Harvey finally realizing that Lori Harvey isn't anything but a spoiled brat who's been passed around the industry. Mind you, Steve spends all his time and money on Lori while his biological kids are reportedly struggling. To make matters worse, he was even exposed by his own son for allegedly mistreating him physically while he was at his house. When people called him out, he tried to flip the narrative and make it seem like they were telling him to hate Lori, when in reality, they were just pointing out the clear favoritism he shows her. Fast forward to 2026, and now he's calling Lori a brat. You really can't make this up. It's wild that it took her fumbling Michael B., Jordan for him, to finally see the situation for what it is. For those of you who are somehow out of the loop, Lori has been trending these past few days for all the wrong reasons. Reports came out that she's been trying to get back in contact with Michael after his Oscar win. And as soon as that news dropped, people started dragging her. On top of that, Steve got pulled back into the conversation because when Lori and Michael broke up, he was pretty much the only one publicly siding with Michael. Meanwhile, Lori and her mother,
you know what I mean?
Marjorie
So
Harvey,
it's been difficult,
were
man,
throwing
watching
shade and
her.
trying to
I
paint him
hope,
as the
and
bad
I
guy,
think she's learned
knowing full well
from
that
her
Lori was the one
mistakes
who
like
did
you
him
want your
dirty.
children to learn from their mistakes. But she's an adult, and I don't get to say so.
In fact, just a few weeks ago, Steve Harvey and Michael B. Jordan were spotted catching up at a basketball game, and you could clearly see how happy Steve was to see him. What makes it even more interesting is that Steve has never interacted with any of Lori's exes like this, especially not after a breakup. But with Michael, it's clearly different. However, according to Steve, this situation led to a heated argument between him and Lori Harvey. She reportedly felt that him continuing to be friendly with Michael was making her look bad. It's wild. She's so used to getting her way that she allegedly told her own father, a grown man, not to be friends with the one person she's dated who actually carried himself responsibly, just because it didn't fit the image she wanted to maintain.
Because when a woman finds a good one, then that's what you're looking for. But I will say that she's young still, you know what I mean? And I too was looking forward to them making it because I thought, oh, you know what? She's been looking for someone to keep on her arm to be able to have a relationship with that is meaningful and then successful, because we know that the girl gonna keep her somebody that is gonna be newsworthy, you know. But well, I think,
damn, Lisa Ray.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, she ain't no joke. She ain't. And her mama, Marjorie, my girlfriend, she gonna make sure that she doing and navigating the right way, because she gonna make sure that she is. And I think every mother should do that, you know. But I think at the same time, she's young. I think the established relationship that Michael did have before this one, I think that maybe that social media, that all of that was a lot for him. And I think that he, you know, I heard about his ex and him was so serious that he may have missed her.
But here's where things start to get messy. It's now being speculated that Steve Harvey feels like all of this is partly his fault, that he may have spoiled Lori Harvey too much, which contributed to the situation she's in now. Remember that episode of the Steve Harvey Show where Marjorie Harvey was advising Lori not to get involved with just anyone while she was in college? Well, it seems like that advice didn't really stick, especially considering the rumors and conversations that have followed her dating life over the years. Word on the street is that Steve now feels if he'd been more strict and hands-on, things might have turned out differently for her.
I gotta be real careful because Lori, boy, she be in my... I can't make no mistakes. I can't make sense. I saw one of her exes somewhere at a game somewhere, and I shook his hand. Boy, I can't even touch his no more. I better not acknowledge him or look at him or nothing no more. So I'm off limits. If you are ex, your ex is my ex too. That's the rule. The rule in our house is any boy that's an ex, he's now my ex too. I must hate him like we was dating. It's been hard, man, because her life has had to be played out in the public eye.
That right there sounds like a father carrying a lot of regret about how things turned out with his daughter. What makes the situation even more interesting is that
more strict with her, she would have turned out differently.
You know, I know you just started dating this year, so how are we gonna handle that? Okay, no athletes, no rappers. We're gonna go down the list.
When it comes to dating, my mom has nothing to worry about. I got this.
Don't ever try to fit in when God has clearly created you to stand out. Always be a lady. And understand, you are the prize. Don't give yourself to anybody that is not going to be your husband. If they love you, if they really care about you, they'll wait on you. Steve and I have been drilling this into our daughters for forever.
this was seen by many as a clear jab at her siblings. Lori Harvey also spoke openly about how she and Steve Harvey go on annual father-daughter dates to spend quality time together. Something people have pointed out he has never done with his biological daughters.
You have attractive daughter that's in the light. It'll attract a certain
demographic of men.
Yeah, certain cat, man. And cats that's got more know that they got more to offer so they can come quicker. You know what I mean? So it's been difficult, man, watching her. But she's very smart. And everything they say online, I know it's never true. I hate it for her. But I think she's figuring it out now. I hope. And I think she's learned from her mistakes like you want your children to learn from their mistakes. But she's an adult. And I don't get a say-so in it.
Favorite person?
Oh, without a doubt, 100%.
I know that's right.
I can't even imagine how his biological children must have felt watching all of this. To be clear, no one is saying that Steve Harvey did anything wrong by embracing Lori Harvey.